All right, once again, I just want to play a few minutes of an episode of Mind Pump. Again, this is mostly for my personal advantage, but maybe it might benefit somebody else as well. So the context of this, well, first of all, here's the date of the episode. The context of this is primarily this woman is struggling with how she views herself with weight, as most people do, worrying about the aesthetic. And then once you reach that goal and still struggling, what do you do about it? So I think this is great advice. There's more to it than what I'm going to play. I'm just going to play a few minutes, and there's more like in between. I'm going to pick out 2 sections. But yeah, it's just good. It's something I need to learn because I might be dealing with people as I start coaching them with this issue. So here we go.
I feel like when I got here, I should feel small.
Yeah.
But I don't. I still feel large.
Well,
So, yeah.
So what happens oftentimes is when we have a struggle, one that's deep and it's lasted for a long time, we start to identify so strongly with it that when, maybe you're like, am I done with this struggle? Who am I? Like, what does this mean? And then the other thing, when you're trying to attach a feeling of fulfillment or happiness to how you look, very rarely do you accomplish it by changing how you look. So just consider that and keep that in mind as you go through this process, because, and all the data supports what I'm saying, all of it. When you look at the best data we have on happiness and appearance and aesthetics and all that stuff, Arthur Brooks, one of my favorite people, experts on the subject, he's a Harvard professor on this, best-selling author. He uses an example. He says, you could spend all your time and money on going from a 6 to a 10, let's say on a pretend scale of 1 to 10, and your happiness would barely improve at all. It might not even register. So consider that and look at things that are actually proven to improve happiness and fulfillment, and devote time there. Now I'm looking at your pictures, very fit. You've got great development. I think you've done an incredible job, especially considering where you've come from. But just consider with what I'm saying, because that work isn't going to come from the outside, it's from the inside. So focus on that. Otherwise, what I'm about to tell you, and I will help you modify your workout, but it's not going to give you what you're looking for. It might change how you look, but that's not going to give you what you're looking for.
Well, of course not. If you look at the progress you've made, is incredible. Yep. I mean, what you've done, you've done is unbelievable. You're in great shape. And now the doctors are even telling you you're in great shape. You have no fat to lose, yet you still don't feel that about you. So even when Sal goes and tells you how to change out your arm exercises, maybe add some more leg stuff in there or other things, it's not going to solve the problem. I mean, sure, it might change a little bit of what your arms look like, but what's going on right now is the way you perceive yourself, because the rest of us are telling you look great. Mm-hmm. And so it's got to start with you believing that and doing that work, because the programming stuff, again, I already know what he's going to do. He's going to tell you to reduce some of the arm exercises that you're doing and exchange them out with some, core or leg exercises or glute work or something else that you enjoy or want. Mm-hmm. And it'll definitely change a little bit. You'll see a little bit difference on your arms. We'll scale down a tiny bit. You'll see more development in the lower body. But you probably won't perceive yourself that way. And the reason why I think I can say that confidently is because I'm looking at how great you already look, and you don't perceive yourself that way. So this is not a programming issue.
Yeah. So, okay, right. So I guess and objectively programming wise.
Again, there's more to it than that. That's pretty good, but let me get to about right here.
Appreciate it.
All right, Jen. All right.
That's tough, but I think...
Well, the answer doesn't lie in programming.
No, of course not.
Yeah.
She's made the progress that she's made is profound. Mm-hmm. But what she's looking for is not in fitness progress.
By the way, this is unbelievably common.
Yeah, super common.
The reason why it doesn't seem as common maybe to the average person is because most people don't ever reach the goal. And so they
think it's there.
Or they don't report it.
That's right, because they never get to this point.
So that's why I'm not happy.
Yeah, so it's just like, I haven't got there, and it's just this broken wheel that they keep trying to get on, right? And she's actually reached it enough to a point where doctors are saying, you have no fat to lose. She looks ripped. She's getting complimented probably all over the place, and then saying, I'm not happy with this look. Whereas I bet you if she had a picture of that when she was 100 pounds different. And
oh,
said,
my God, I know what I'll feel like when I get there.
yes,
I'll feel amazing.
That's right. But now that she's there, it will be forever elusive and fleeting. You'll never get it. And this is what happens to a lot of people who are out of shape and unhealthy.
By the way, this is true for so many. I have a friend, I think we know him in common, who had this belief about making a certain amount of money. And he accomplished it and ended up on drugs because he got there and he's like, this is not what I thought it would be.
Well, you see this too, just chasing the next competitions consistently. You always have to try to sign up for something to be able to find that purpose.
That's right.
Instead of finding it from within.
Our next caller